Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they will comfort me. You will prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup is overflowing. And surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Good morning. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Happy New Year to everybody. Everybody within the executive, legislature, judiciary, Mr. President, Happy New Year to you. Mr. Speaker, Happy New Year to you. Chief Justice, Happy New Year to you. And Happy New Year also to all the fine people around the country in this Republic of Umofia. Good morning to you. I want you to play for me, Danny, that sweet, sweet, fantastic song that the president likes, Oye, composed by James Varikama. Within choir circles, we call him Sir James. Play that song for me. Let's start the year on that note. And that's the Oye song by James Varikama. Appreciation to the large numbers of citizens who have given me the support. Great, great support, I should tell you, when they heard that while I was off air, my leg, my ankle, the number of calls and the tweets and the text messages. Man, I feel loved. And I know that because of that, I'm on the right path. Because to those in high places who have encouraged me and asked me not to waver, be firm, you have no idea. Senior citizens who have called, they have texted to encourage me, thank you. I know that your bones are weak, but your brains are strong and sharp indeed. God bless you and keep guiding us. And to the pastors and priests, man, those of you who stood in prayer with me right from the beginning of my career and even up until now, when you find bullies trying to come at you, and I've told them nobody can bully me. Intimidation will not win any day. God bless you. I don't take your spiritual support for granted at all. I can't mention names because in this country, once you mention people's names, they get stigmatized. So I won't mention names, but thank you very much. Happy New Year, Mr. President. I trust you are well. Well, I am well too in spite of all the odds, and you know what odds I'm talking about. The people from your folk, the people from your fold, all of them, they come hitting. They come hitting because we are speaking the truth. And some people even say, oh, Johnny's Bite is not sustainable. Well, go and tell them that we have too much to talk about. And Johnny's Bite is back with a big bang. Tell them. Tweet at us. Tweet now. Johnny's Bite. Hashtag Johnny's Bite. Please hashtag it now. Go on to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us, like, share. Tell them Johnny's Bite is back. Now, also, good morning. I'm sure that you have heard the prophetic Umofia conversation. I was fortunate enough to have read the legendary Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart in secondary school. So I know about Amalinze the cat, I know about Okonkwo, I know about Imbayano, I know about his father Unoka and all of those ones. I know about the fights that happened and how Okonkwo became popular even at age 18. So from Umofia to Mbayano, it does appear that we are in Mbayano at this time. So Mr. President, please, can you make Umofia better in 2022? Mr. President, please, can you make Umofia better in 2022? And boss, you see, I may not be fit to govern like you because I have not run for office before on a national scale like with a political party. Even though they say I'm a chairman of the political party, nobody has been able to prove that. Shame. So I may not be fit to govern like you. I may not be fit to dictate to you how to govern because you have the power and you have the men. But I am completely fit to tell you, Mr. President, how your governance is impacting me and all the other Ghanaians who have interactions with me and all those who pay their taxes for you to use for the public good. I would be better placed because of the yawning gap between what you promised and what is being delivered at this time. So yes, I'm not fit to govern like you, but Mr. President, we do know that because we are citizens and not spectators, we will ask the questions. Here are a few suggestions that I'll show you from a citizen's perspective, not a spectator's perspective. And maybe hold on there. And Daddy, pull that picture for me, the one with the tailor, the pink screenshot. Pull that up quickly for me and let's enjoy that view. Now, this is Mr. J.C. Williams. For those who do not know, Mr. J.C. Williams is a tailor, a legendary tailor, along in the league of the Dan Mortons of this world. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, had occasion to take them to Savile Row in the UK to go and learn how to make clothes. So all those clothes that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wore, he and Mr. Dan Morton and two others made them. I had opportunity to meet him before he crossed over into the Silent Harbour. He lived at Dansoman, Ketsi, KKD. Took me there to make a suit for me, and I saw Mr. J.C. Williams. He was meticulous, creative, industrious, and he did all that. His son still sews, Terry Williams, in Dansoman. Now, Mr. J.C. Williams in 1969, while Dr. Buzia was president, same tradition as we have now, he had this to say. He had just come from the UK, and he says, I want to see emphasis on the three prerequisites of life: food, shelter, and clothing. At the moment, locally grown foodstuff costs more than can be thought of. That situation still persists. This was in 1969. I am very pleased that the authorities seem to have found out why. Mr. President, have you found out why? I don't think you have found out why, because when I listen to the narratives of you and your appointees defending the indefensible and telling us that food is cheaper, that rent is easier, and all of that, you have not found out why, Mr. President. It is either you have found out why and you are turning a blind eye to it, or you have not found out why and you are pretending to know why. Let's get back to Mr. J.C. Williams. He said it is the poor condition of our feeder roads. We are still complaining about the roads, even after the second year of roads. It says that being so, it is the task of this government to maintain the existing feeder roads and construct more to the farming areas. Oh, you are? Same things 1969. We are talking about them now. I'm not saying you can solve all the problems, but I'm saying that if our priorities are right, Mr. President, if our priorities are right, we would have good roads. We'll have roads connecting to the farm areas and to the markets, and food will be cheaper because a bigger component of the price build-up for what we buy on the market now is because of transportation. The market woman will tell you. I bought tomatoes. I went with my wife to the market to buy tomatoes. We bought 7 pieces of tomatoes for 10 cedis. In this Ghana, 7 pieces of tomatoes, small ones, for 10 cedis, Kanisha Market. If you like, you can do that experiment this morning. But it says the cost of putting up a building in this country today is suicidal. Nothing has changed. The cost of putting up a building in the country today is suicidal. But why should it be so when we have 2 cement factories and the timber? We still have timber, we have Jata Cement, we have Gasem, but it is still expensive. No, the government must definitely do something to reduce the cost of building materials. Why on earth? And building materials, iron rods, go and check the prices. Sandpaper, nails, go and check the price. Binding wire, go and check the prices. They are so expensive. Unless you are stealing to go and build, you will not feel the pain. But if you are working night and day, AM to PM, like Bob Marley said, you will feel this pinch. The cost of a piece of land. And never mind that we still have Saglemi rotting away and people are sleeping outside, Mr. President. I'll give you a few suggestions, but let's get back to Mr. Williams. Now, it says, why on earth should clothing cost all that much when there are textile mills and factories right under our noses? GTP is here, ATL is here, but we know what's up. Some of their products don't measure up to the quality of the imported one. Well, things have changed now. They are producing, but it says act now. This is a tailor from his Dansoman workshop. I saw this machine myself sometime in 2007 or 2008-ish when Mr. Kwesi Chedako had taken me there. Mr. President, so the situation in 1969, under a regime that identifies with your tradition, is talking about this. Mr. J.C. Williams had occasion as a senior citizen then to talk about it because he had experience traveling outside the country to the UK. Luckily, Mr. President, you trained in the UK as well. You have had some of your ministers trained in the UK. Some of your appointees trained in the UK. They have lived there. They go there for medical care. So in 2022, Mr. President, please listen to the grassroots. This morning, they will give you a national security briefing. Your people will come and tell you all is well. They will come and tell you how things are moving in a certain direction. Most of them are lies. The people around you sometimes tell you what they want you to hear so that they can massage your ego. Sorry. Mr. President, the common man and the ordinary Ghanaian, without them, you and the praise and worship singers around you are nothing. You have no power. 1992 Constitution, you are a lawyer. You know the Constitution better than me. It says power emanates from the people. So this morning, if the ordinary man's word, NAPCO, NSS, Cocoa Board, all those people who are old, anesthetists, they'll go on strike, and all those people, drivers and whatever it is, if their cries mean nothing to you, and you don't move, like Mr. J.C. Williams said in 1969, to do something about it, you are nothing. And they decide who rules and who power belongs to. Mr. President, in 2022, make Umofia better. Stop questioning and pushing the blames and focusing on delivering the public good. Mr. President, I heard you recently, you said, oh, it wasn't me. Then I remember Shaggy's song. Mr. President, you cannot say it wasn't you. You have been there. This is your 5th year. You cannot push the blame anymore, Mr. President. I remember when you first got in and Professor Mills had won the 2008 elections, you told him, if the economy is broke, fix it. Is the economy broke? Fix it. Is fuel too expensive? Fix it. Building materials too expensive? Fix it. Are prices expensive? Fix it. Is rent expensive? Fix it. And you promised the young people that you were going to give them rent allowance. Fix it, Mr. President. When are the Napconians getting their permanent job? Fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it. You told somebody, you even called him Professor Doolittle. What shall we call you now, Mr. President? I don't give names to people. And I don't care what insults are rained on me. But I'm saying, if you don't want your videos played, if you don't want your letters read back to you, if you don't want your audio bites played to you, don't say them. Just focus on the work. So focus on delivering the public good this year. It is your 5th year, Mr. President. You have power. You have the benefit of our taxes. You go and borrow on our behalf. Mr. President, use it for our benefit. Sir, I am sure you have also seen and heard some of your subordinates. They're already campaigning for an election that is 2 years away in 2024. I hope you didn't sanction that. And I hope you don't turn a blind eye to that. Because already, if nobody is telling you, it is breeding rancor, internal rancor in your party. I know how you want to hand over to another MPP presidential candidate. But the way they have started now, Alan camp, Baomian camp, this camp, Agric Minister's camp, everybody's camp, they have left the work that you have given them and they are campaigning. The people who voted for you, the people you begged to give you a job, are expecting the public good to be done for them, and they have left the work and they are campaigning. Funerals, churches, weddings, parties, they are everywhere. They are campaigning. That said, it will puncture whatever legacy you are trying to build, Mr. President. So stop it. Mr. President, let them stop it. Be firm and bold and tell them it is not yet time. I will not have a problem if they start campaigning in 2023, but they started in 2021, Mr. President. They started talking about 2021. And you know what? I told them that words will not break the 8. The pound has already broken the 8. It is your deeds and that of your appointees that will break the 8, Mr. President. So make Umofia better in 2022. The pound has broken the 8. I've spoken about that. Will the fuel break the 8 as well? Well, we pray it doesn't. Car, whatever it is, we pray it doesn't. But the work that they have been giving, if your job is to ensure that there's food in the country, fix it. If it's your job that quality healthcare obtains, fix it. So that you don't travel outside to go for medical care. If it's your job that our roads are good, fix it. Too many campaigns already starting. They must get back to work. Bosu, Mr. President, they call you Adodi, Ado Preman, Ado Gai. You enjoy it. I like your swag when you dance. I like the way I've always admired you as a kid. How you dress, how you put your handkerchief right here and you speak with a certain flair, fluent, lucid English. I enjoy it. But we're told to try and sacrifice key government officials. I just quoted the national security document. The national security minister recently said, we should sacrifice. Chairman to me at your conference said, Ghana is better than UK and the US. I will come to him in the coming days so that he will tell me which part of Ghana is better than the UK and the US. I'll come to that. But key government officials, including the national security minister, sanctioned and told us that, sacrifice something small. They're talking about sacrifice. And we are listening to them and watching them and asking them, so what are you sacrificing? They're talking about youth bulge, unemployment. They're asking us to sacrifice. But what are you sacrificing? Because the people are already sacrificing. What is our salary? And how much don't we already pay? So what is the powerful sacrificing? Are they sacrificing part of their salaries? Are you, Mr. President, for example, asking for a salary cut? They are going to get ex gratia. Some served in the previous administration. They are serving again. They will get ex gratia. If we calculate that money, it's plenty money. Are you willing to, for example, go for a constitutional review where we can look at Article 71 holders and look at how we can bring down some of those things? Because, see, somebody could be working in civil service, may have risen to the very top. Another person, for all his life, he could have worked for 30 years, 35 years. And sometimes they are taking away 4,000 cedis, 5,000 cedis. That's their salary. Plus some other things that add up, sometimes 8,000, 10,000 or something. Somebody from nowhere, comes up, and then sometimes you see that they are earning 70,000, 60,000, 50,000, 40,000. It's so unfair. So unfair. And when you get in, you find that those people who have had 35 years of experience are the ones who do the real technical work. The others, they make speeches. So what is the powerful, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary? What are you sacrificing? Ex gratia allowances, foreign travels, Mr. President. I know that in the past year you said you have banned some. We know some of your deputy ministers and some of your ministers who went out to go and have their babies. If our health system was better, they won't go and have their babies there. If they believed that Ghana would be better, the Ghana that they claim is better, that you claim is better, if they believe that it is better and it will be better, much, much better and the best in future, they won't travel outside to go and get citizenship for their children out there. They will give birth to them there at Kolebu or at Ridge or at Konfuanochi or Efian Kwanta or whole government hospital. But because they know, they run out there to go and have their children. Because they know, I say when you perfect the system and you don't have a duplicity of roles, the wastage, Mr. President, what is the powerful sacrificing? The wastage. Duplicity of roles. There's a PRO for a ministry. Then we come and we add a spokesperson for the ministry. So what does a PRO do? What does the spokesperson do? What are you sacrificing? Corruption? For starters, Bosu, I want you to do us a favor this year in the Republic of Umofia. Bosu, I am begging you in the name of God. As I said earlier, I am not fit to dictate to you how to rule. But I'm saying that the impact of how you are governing is affecting me and many other Ghanaians. Please cut down on your convoy. Danny, pull that a screenshot for me. How we were told that President Akufo-Addo has cut down on his convoy and that they're going to use buses. That long convoy, Mr. President, this is Friday, 10th August 2018. Says Akufo-Addo cuts down long convoy, provides bus for ministers. Is that the situation today? Cut down your convoy, it's too long. You complain about another person's convoy. Mr. President, cut yours. Please cut your convoy. And please, Mr. President, I beg you in the name of God, take that chair out of that V8. For Christ's sake, why would we have a convoy and have one chair in one V8 roaming around and following you? Why do you do that? You complain about somebody. Then you come and you have a chair in a V8 following you around. Because that V8 will be bought. That V8 will be fueled. That V8 will be maintained. That V8 will be driven. That driver will eat. That driver will be paid. That driver will be housed. That driver will be clothed. If you do the calculus, you would realize that that price alone and the value of money we put in a V8, fuel it to roam around, air-conditioned with a chair in it, can solve the problem of a school under tree, Mr. President. We are told of how you traveled around the country, you saw schools under tree, bad roads, and you wept. Your people have told us. So, Mr. President, in 2022, take that V8 out of the convoy and take that chair out of the convoy too. State protocol has chairs all across the country. If the chairs where you're going are not good, please fix the chairs there. And insist that your appointees also do say they cut their convoy. If we are not in normal times, we are broke, we don't have money, and people can't be paid, young people can't be paid, please cut down. Again, Mr. President, in 2022, please cut down on the old people's brigade. Yes, they are your friends, we know. They were there when nobody was with you. They believed in you, we know, Mr. President. We acknowledge that you cherish your friendship, but how productive have they been? That's the question. What is their scorecard? Analyze the scandals that have hit your government and tell me how many of them were not committed by old people. Old, experienced hands. What roles did they play in that? How can you, Mr. President, have a lot of young people, gifted and ready, and be sitting idle? How? Hold on. How can you, Mr. President, how? How is that possible? Look at somebody like Dr. Bernard Okoboy. You had 3 people at the health ministry. Mr. Kwekwa Jumamenu, who is an accountant, Manantina Mensah, who is an entrepreneur, and then there was another lawyer there. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, the 3 of them couldn't explain it. When Okoboy came in, you saw the dynamics. It was Okoboy who explained to me on this platform about horizontal and vertical infections and herd immunity and all those things added to what Dr. Norman Ishmael and the rest had said. Mr. President, you have young people. You have Kamal Din Abdullahi. You have Mr. Thompson, Alfred Thompson. So many of those young people. Why are they working idle? It is not normal that in a country where we say we want to develop, you told us that you are a man in a hurry. If you are in a hurry, you don't travel with old people. You travel with young people who have stronger limbs. So now, let the young people work and let the old people supervise them. How beautiful will it be that you have a young person as CEO and an old person as board chairman looking at it and saying, no, this is how to do it, this is how to do it. Because the young person has stronger limbs and a braver heart. The old man is an old man. You can't cheat nature. At some point, you will sleep. It is not correct. It doesn't make any sense. But sorry. It depicts that you are a sick nation. When young people are walking around jobless and old people are gainfully employed, that is not good. This morning, there's a young person with a degree. He has finished bathing. He's watching Johnnie's Bite. He's sharing, tweeting, liking, hashtagging, but he's jobless. There's an old man who also not go to work until 10:30 a.m. He will go in there, have 1 or 2 meetings and finish and go home. I see my bread. And to the young people, while we make a case for you, don't lose your dignity and self-respect defending everything or reading from scripts by rote, even when it doesn't make sense to you. You're a young person, use your head. You have a future. The old people, they will die and leave us. You, like I quoted Mr. J.C. Williams, will be quoted 20, 30 years from now. The powerful should not be angry when we ask them to be accountable, Mr. President. Can we go beyond the statements and the big tax in 2022 and be led by restraining yourself and your appointees from traveling out to seek medical care, for example? If your claim is that our healthcare system is better, why do you go elsewhere? You eat, dance, roam with us during the campaigns. Why can't we attend the same facilities? So in 2022, Mr. President, this is all I came to tell you. Make Umofia better. Good morning.